Liberals need to study about Sparta. Sparta has a lot of history behind it and they are magnificent. Without Sparta, we might not be able to see Greece as how it is today, or it will be ashes further way before than it was supposed to be. So let me tell you a little bit story about Sparta, right? So Sparta was one of the Greek city-states, along with Athens, Thebes, and Sparta was considered one of the greatest military city-states during that time. The military was so strong that all of the Greek city-states during that time relied heavily on Sparta to keep them safe. In fact, the reason why a Greek city survived during these old times is because Sparta was able to help them defend from the Persians, but we'll go more into that, right? Especially during the time of the Battle of Thermopylae, where there are only 300 Spartans, of course with some other Greek city-states armies, were against hundreds of thousands of Persians. During these times, there was a GCO Persian Wars where the Greeks are fighting the Persians wants to invade Greeks, but in order for the Greeks to win the battle, they need to set up strategy first. So that thing takes time. So they need Sparta. So they got to hold of the Persian army from getting to Athens too fast, right? So King Leonidas and the 300 Spartans and other soldiers from other cities were joined together, but they were only 1,500 of them approximately against hundreds of thousands of Persians. Well, of course they lost, but imagine, man, being outnumbered 100 to 1, but they were still able to hold Thermopylae for 3 days. 3 days. 1,500 versus 100 or 300,000, nobody knows for sure. It's crazy, man. It's literally a suicide mission. Everyone who went there know they are going to die. In fact, King Leonidas, when he is speaking the Spartans who is going to march on with him, he will pick the ones who has a successor man in the family. They know they're going to die. That's how crazy it is. Because they were able to hold Thermopylae for 3 days, this enabled the people of other Greek cities and also the remaining Spartans, soldiers, to prepare themselves to evacuate from Athens and prepare a great strategy for the Battle of Salamis, and one more battle which is a naval battle, which is super cool because there's a traitor who has to be the traitor for the enemy, which is another topic for another day, but it's really cool, man. So in short, the Greeks won against the Persians, and so Xerxes, the king at that time, has to chicken out from Greek back to his homeland in Persia. What can we learn from this? How can Sparta get very strong? Even with 300 people, along with some people, they manage to hold Thermopylae for such a long time. Imagine, right? You just have like 10 of your friends and you're gonna fight like 1,000 people out there. It's crazy, man. It's literally suicidal, but here's the real deal. The Spartans focused heavily on their military training, right? Their boys were sent for agoge training, which is some kind of cool training, a rigorous, intense training, which is to set up for their military life. Because in Spartans, the civilians will become soldiers. They want to become soldiers, but this slaves or the non-cool people will become the professional workers, or like the labor workers doing non-cool stuff like making bread, making blacksmith, making clothes. Okay, those are the people who are the low-class citizens. The high-class citizens goes on to battle and fight. But today, it's the whole way round, alright? People now look down at our soldiers. People look down at our military force. People think we don't need the military, but in fact, without the military, we are fucked, man. We are shit. Before we can even open our eyes, we will turn into ashes because we don't have any military to protect our borders. Let's talk more about the agoge training that the Spartan boys went. They had to undergo this training from their age of 7 until they are 20. This is to build their mental toughness. This is to teach them to be stoic. But now what we see people bashing on stoic, saying stoic is not important, stoic is useless, stoic is bad, it's toxic. Stoicism is not hiding emotions, right? It's controlling your emotions. There's difference within that. Hiding emotions is you try to hide who you are, your true self. You're suppressing yourself. controlling emotions, on the other hand, is you let those emotions come out, but to a certain degree only. To what extent you let your emotions get into you to the point you don't be reactive. For example, a person who is hiding his emotion is like a person who is having fun. You know, he doesn't want people to look him as a fun person, so he hides his fun emotion. He doesn't laugh, he doesn't smile, he doesn't do all that shit, but controls his emotion is a person who understands that emotions are neutral, right? It's not bad, it's not good, it's just neutral. If the emotions is used for something good, for like having fun, right? Laughing, being carefree, being passionate, right? Making other people happy. Why not use that? Those are good emotions. Emotions that are used in a good way. So that's the difference between hiding your emotions and controlling your emotions, which Stoicism emphasizes heavily. Even there's a legend about the little boy who stole the fox. He went to the forest and stole the fox, and then when some people come to him, he need to hit the fox under his shirt, alright? But when he hit the fox under his shirt, the fox would bite his stomach right there, but he wouldn't show any kind of emotions at all. And so the people who approached him was like, "Hey, do you see the fox?" No, he was like, "No, I don't see any fox, man." But the fox was biting him deeply and painfully until it bled, but he doesn't show any emotions. Without this serious kind of mental toughness the Spartan boys had to go through, they wouldn't hold off Thermopylae. They would see hundreds of thousands of Persian armies. What do you think? He wouldn't want to fight an army of 100,000s. Why would he do that? It's because of the mental toughness, the training, the strength, the mental resilience they had to go through during their childhood. This is what builds them for what to come. Strong military is the result of that, and the safety of the Greek cities. That's why the military is very important. But today we have liberals saying, "Hey, defund the military, it's not that important, our taxes are going to the military for what?" This is important, man. We are talking about the national safety, your own safety. And you bash on these people. These people are the one who will keep you safe at night, and you bash them and say, these people are not important, but these are the people, the soldiers who will defend your life, keeping you safe at night, keeping you sleep with sound. And you hate on them, saying, "Oh, toxic masculinity, oh, we don't need stoicism is boring, holy shit, what the fuck." Anyways, the real takeaway is that the military is important, and that we need to train our boys physically, mentally for what's to come. We cannot let them get depressed of things for like, "Oh, my crush rejected me, I had to talk with a girl and she rejected me." What the fuck cares about that shit, man? And then there are people who comes, "Oh, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be weak." Fuck my little ass, man. If we don't teach our boys to be mentally and physically tough and prepare our military force to defend our borders, what would happen is we would end up like the Hindu civilization, where they are very, very peaceful. They don't even think that threats are coming. They don't even prepare their military power. And one day, boom, some shit happened and they got conquered and their wives got raped because they can't defend the borders. And also, let's not forget King Leonidas, which is an absolute piece of the day. Man, this guy is so fucking amazing. He's at 50 years old, man, 50 plus years old, and he led the war, and he was able to unite people from several cities to fight and inspire others to fight, just along with 1,500 of them to fight like hundreds of thousands of people. And let's not also forget that he was a king at that time, right? He was one of the kings at that time, but he fought in the battle with the other people, with his army. King Xerxes, the king of Persia during that time, who wants to invade Spartans, the Greek cities, was just sitting at the back, just looking from far. Oh shit, my men are dying, man. So that's the thing you got to understand. So there's a lot more to look on into King Leonidas, the absolute underrated figure in history, but that's a topic for another day, right? So my favorite quote to end this video is that from Jordan B. Peterson. He says, "You got to learn how to be a monster, then you got to learn how to control it." Teach our nation, our boys, to be a monster, but then learn how to control it, right? The Spartans, they had many flaws. They weren't perfect, but one thing they taught us is that military and training of our boys mentally and physically is indeed very, very important. See ya.